The following is a short story by the great Franz Kafka, performed by the questionably great Cotton Kafka. 11 Sons. I have 11 sons. The first is outwardly very plain, but serious and clever. Yet, although I love him as I love all my children, I do not rate him very highly. His mental processes seem to me to be too simple. He looks neither to right nor to left, nor into the far distance. He runs around all the time, or rather revolves within his own little circle of thoughts. The second is handsome, slim, well-made. One draws one's breath with delight to watch him with a fencing foil. He is clever too, but has experience of the world as well. He has seen much, and therefore even our native country seems to yield more secrets to him than to the stay-at-home. Yet I am sure this advantage is not only and not even essentially due to his travels. It is rather an attribute of his own inimitable nature, which is acknowledged, for instance, by everyone who has ever tried to copy him in, let us say, the fancy high dive he does into the water, somersaulting several times over, yet with almost violent self-control. To the very end of the springboard, the emulator keeps up his courage and his desire to follow. But at that point, instead of leaping into the air, he sits down suddenly and lifts his arms in excuse. And despite all this, I ought really to feel blessed with such a son. My attachment to him is not untroubled. His left eye is a little smaller than his right, and blinks a good deal. Only a small fault, certainly, and one which even lends more audacity to his face than it would otherwise have. Nor, considering his unapproachable self-sufficiency, would anyone think of noticing and finding fault with his smaller eye and the way it blinks. Yet I, his father, do. Of course, it is not the physical blemish that worries me, but a small irregularity of the spirit that somehow corresponds to it. A kind of stray poison in the blood, a kind of inability to develop to the full potentiality of his natures, which I alone can see. On the other hand, this is just what makes him again my own true son. For this fault of his is a fault of our whole family, and in him it is only too apparent.